Hi guys, it's Anya, otherwise known as Pink Sweets here on YouTube, and today I'm doing part 2 in my Steven Universe makeup tutorial series, again dedicated to my brother Greg. So today's character is Pearl, and she looks something like this. So we're going to incorporate peachy pink, like a teal, sky blue, a little bit of a darker greenish blue, and gold or yellow. And I also have something fun planned for the finale of the tutorial. So I did already do my brows off camera, and I chose to use a peachy pink and a turquoise blue shade. And I actually used the little Twin Star SugarPill liquid lipsticks. And I'm going to show you those today. I'm going to actually use the collection in order to do this video. So before we go on to the tutorial, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment down below anything else you'd like to see on my channel. And you can also follow me on Instagram at Pink Sweets with a 1 instead of an I, where I do post close-ups of all my makeup looks. So today we're going to go in with this. This is the SugarPill Little Twin Stars collection. I absolutely love this. And I love anything Hello Kitty, Sanrio, Little Twin Stars, anything. So you get this collection. If you buy the entire collection, it's the only way you can get the makeup bag. So it comes with a makeup bag, an eyeshadow palette, and 2 liquid lipsticks. So this is what the inside looks like. And the only way you can get the makeup bag is if you buy the entire collection. So my husband did get this for me, and I absolutely love it. We're going to use the eyeshadow palette today for the eyes. Obviously, that's what you use an eyeshadow palette for. So this is what it looks like. Very cute. And as soon as I saw what Pearl's colors were like, the character Pearl, I knew that I had to use this palette because look at those shades. Perfect. This one did break a little bit, so I'm very upset about that, but I was able to press it back into place. So we're going to use those. I also have a loose pigment from MAC that is a little bit shimmery because the blue in here is matte, so I wanted a little bit of shimmer possibly. So I might use this. And then to deepen it up, I might go into that Michelou palette that we used yesterday. So Pearl is the character that is the most protective of Steven on the show. She is very intellectual, and she gets very nervous when things don't go as planned. So I think she's a bit quirky as well. And today we're going to do a tutorial with her colors. So let's get started. So I'm going to set this box aside because all we need right now is the palette. We're going to prime our eyelids with the soft ochre paint pot. So I'm going to go in with that. I was originally going to do amethyst next, but I am waiting for a palette that I ordered to come in the mail because there are a bunch of purple shades in that palette that I really want to use for my amethyst look. I'm also today in this look going to attempt is a pretty underlined, circled, starred attempt to do a white winged liner as well. So we will see. So we're going to pat that out like we normally do with our dry beauty blender or Real Technique sponge. Okay, and then we're going to take our tape. We're going to get 2 pieces, and we're going to put those on the outer part of our eye. Oh, that's a little close to my eye. Hold on. Phew. All right. Let's try that again. Much better. This one as well. It's a little too close to my eye. Okay. And we're not going to use the primer face primer from yesterday. That is going back to the store. So, the first shade we're going to go in with, I believe, is going to be Sky Candy, which is this really pretty peachy pink right here in the middle. I'm going to be using my Wet n Wild flat shader brush. We're going to take that shade and we're just going to pat it all over the first part of the lid. When I first saw the color scheme of the SugarPill Little Twin Stars palette, I have to admit I wasn't as excited, only because I felt like it was strange to put a bronzy shade and a gold shade in with the pastel shades, but I do really like it. And I also feel like they could have done really well with some shimmers, but SugarPill is known for their very matte shades that are very pigmented. This shade reminds me a little bit of Suburbia from the Edward Scissorhands palette, just lighter in color. And I don't generally plan out my eyeshadow looks before I do them, so we're probably going to put something shimmery over top of that when we get further into the tutorial, because I feel like it's going to need it. Then we're going to go in with our SugarPill crease brush. How appropriate. So we're going to use that, and we're going to take the color Star Ribbon, which is that turquoise, and we're going to coat the brush with that. And then we're going to put that on the outer half. See what I mean? They're very, very light pastel-y shades. And we're just going to work a little bit to build that up. I feel like this is definitely more of a collector's item palette than a functional, I'm going to use it every day palette, because it is pretty and the shades are pretty, but they are very, very light. And I myself enjoy more of bright shadows, which is what I'm also used to from SugarPill. But I do think that this is a really good palette too to have if you own a lot of the SugarPill eyeshadows, because if you own, like, say, Kimchi or After Party, Velocity, some of the other blues, you could always use Star Ribbon, this blue that I'm using right now, to blend those shades out. You could use it as a transition shade. You could use this palette as a sister palette to your other SugarPill eyeshadows, because you have a lot of, I feel like, transition shades to blend the other colors out better. And I think that that's important to have. I think it complements their other eyeshadows very, very well. And you can build them up, just not as intensely as the other SugarPill eyeshadows. So this is what we have so far, which I think looks like Pearl's colors. Just going to build this up a little bit more. And then we're going to go into the Misha Lu palette, because there are beautiful forest greens in that palette, and I think if we put one of those darker greens over top of this Star Ribbon shade, I think we're going to come up with the exact tealish green shade that is also part of Pearl's aesthetic. Star, I don't know where I got that from. So we're going to go in with this shade Crescent right here. It's a very shimmery, like forest green shade. And I think I'm going to mix it a little bit with Cauldron, that matte green shade as well. We're going to see what this does for our look. We're just going to put that right on the outer portion. Yep, I think that's deepening it up nicely. I think I am going to go out in with a more dense blending brush though for those shades. Let's see. I think I'm going to use, no, it's not really more dense. I'm actually going to use a flat shader brush. What is it, Sophie? I'm going to use the e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush, which I know is a flat shader brush, but we're going to go in with that. And we're just going to kind of pack the color on the outer portion. Yeah, that's what we needed to really deepen it. Okay. Like that. And that definitely put this outer color into more of that teal bluish, you know, mixed with the Star Ribbon shade. On its own, it would just be a straight up forest green, but when mixing it with that Star Ribbon shade, which we're going to go back into, and make sure we didn't lose that pigmentation of that shade. And I do want to keep this kind of like a light eyeshadow look because her coloring is very light, so I don't want to make it too deep. But since she does have some yellow in her aesthetic, we're going to take this color Twinkle Twinkle, which is this goldish yellow, and we're going to put that just on the inner corner. Just a little bit. And I'll probably have to reapply it once I put on my foundation. This eyeshadow look is not going to be as bright as most of my looks, but see how that added in that little pop of yellow? I like that. Alright, I'm going to quickly do my foundation, just my foundation, off camera, and I will be right back. It'll only be a second for you guys, so. Okay, I decided to bring you guys back while I was finishing blending this out. This is my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation in the shade Soft Ivory. That's what it looks like. So I'm almost done blending this out. Oh, Sophie, I know. I'm gonna go outside right after this look. I know, Sophie. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. That's my little baby chihuahua you hear in the background. I'm actually going to go in with the Urban Decay Naked Skin Color Corrector in the shade Pink. For my skin tone, I can use this as a concealer. So that's what I'm going to do today. Thank you, Brian. My husband just came to get the dogs, take them out so that they're not whining on camera. Jeffrey, now you're whining too? We're just blending that out with my Morphe sponge. I really do like this sponge a lot. And I think it's only like $7. So it's actually cheaper than the Real Technique sponge that I really like as well. And the Sonia Kashuk one, that one was, I got 2 of them at Walmart for $10.99. So I think that one's the best priced. And I think it's actually my favorite, not just because of the price. So now we're going to go in with the Too Faced Perfect Peach or Peach Perfect powder that I used yesterday in my tutorial. I absolutely love this powder. So fun fact, yesterday after I filmed my video, I went ahead and I watched a movie and I fell asleep while watching said movie, and I fell asleep with my makeup on, which is a no-no. But when I tell you I woke up with my everything that I had on, my face makeup, my eye makeup, everything on my face looked exactly the same as when I went to sleep. Like it had not budged at all. There was no oiliness that came through. It looked exactly the same as when I had put it on the night before. So this mattifying setting powder and the spray that I used along with it definitely works. So that is a plus. All right, now I'm actually going to go into the Little Twin Stars palette again, and I'm going to use that Sky Candy shade that we used for our eyes. I'm going to use that on my face as my blush. I think that's a beautiful shade for blush, yes. And it gives a little bit of luminosity even. Any SugarPill eyeshadows you can actually use on your face as, if that's the shade you want to use. For contour, for like Castle on a Hill from the Edward Scissorhands palette, which they actually made all those shades permanent. That palette, that shade I use sometimes as a contour shade because it's very, what is the word? It's very cool toned, and it really looks like a shadow on my face. So for contour, I'm going to do a little bit of extra contouring today. I'm going to go in with the Lunatic Lab Cosmetics contour kit. This is the volume 1. And I'm going to go in this bottom row into this shade and this shade. And I'm going to contour. I really love this palette. I really want to get the second one. If you guys want to see a review on the second one, let me know down below and I will pick it up. Because you can use these as contour powders, blushes, eyeshadows. You can use them for pretty much anything. And they're so pigmented. And this palette, I think I've had it for, 2 years. And I feel like I've barely made a dent in it. And I use it all the time. I absolutely love it. And it's just the perfect contour, and they have something for everyone in there. They have something for every skin tone. And then the volume 2 has different shades in it that let me do a little on my nose, that I really want. It has more pink and red tone blushes. That made my nose a little bit red. Let me just tone that down a little bit with that's why I don't contour my nose. I'm not very good at it. Okay, then we're going to go in with our Marc Jacobs Coconut Bronzer. This thing was expensive. I think it was like 50 bucks, but I love it. It smells amazing. It smells like coconut, but it smells just like the butter bronzer from Physicians Formula. So if you own that bronzer, you do not need this one. I bought it because I really like the Marc Jacobs formula. But honestly, I use my butter bronzer more than I use this one. This one is a little bit of a cooler tone shade than the butter bronzer, but I don't really, honestly, I don't feel like it's any better than the butter bronzer, which is, I think, 1/5 of the cost, something like that. So, yeah, if you have that one, you don't need this one. I mean, you don't need either one if you don't want it, but okay. Well, we are contoured. I'm going to take, what am I going to take? I'm going to take my Violet Voss glitter adhesive. I'm going to go into the Kat Von D Metal Crush, I almost said eyeshadow palette, highlighter palette. I wish she would come out with an eyeshadow palette. Literally, I love this formula for the highlighters and the eyeshadows, and I think she's missing the market by discontinuing the eyeshadows, and I think she should make more shades. I told you guys that before. It's just my opinion. So just where I have that peachy pink shade, I'm going to go in with a little bit of glitter adhesive. And we're going to take this flat shader brush from Urban Decay, Wet n Wild again. We're going to go into this beautiful peach colored, you can hardly tell how beautiful it is on camera, but we're going to use that, and we're going to put that right on top of that pinky peach color to add shimmer to the lid, because as I said before, those SugarPill shades were all matte, so. And I need some shimmer in my life always. I mean, yes, the gold one was shimmery, but I just feel like I want a little bit of peachy shimmer. Okay. Oh, that really, I like what that added. Okay, then we're going to go in with our Crown highlighter brush. This is Royal & Langnickel Highlight and Glow brush. Oh, wow. Can't speak today. And we're going to go in with that peachy shade on our cheeks. Actually, let's spray our face first. That will make our highlighter stand out more. I don't like spraying the actual highlighter. I feel like it disturbs the powder and makes it so that the next time I want to use it, it's not as, whoo, look at that. Look at that. I mean, that's insane. Yeah, this needs to not be limited edition. I feel like everything colorful by Kat Von D is made limited edition. And I cannot stand it. Look at that. Whew. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. I'm definitely getting a backup of this highlighter palette. This and the Trading Mecca one are by far my favorite highlighter palettes of life. And I have only owned them each for about 2 to 3 weeks. And I already know. Those two palettes and my Jeffree Star highlighters are my favorite. Okay. Yes, we are glowing. Okay. Now we're going to do the lower lash line. And I'm going to take Star Ribbon and run that along the lower lash line, which is that turquoise shade. We're going to keep it light on the lower lash line today. Did I say I was going to do liquid liner? I think I did. But I don't know if I'm going to, because I kind of like the way this looks without it. But I want to get out of my comfort zone, and I want to try it. I'm so nervous. Maybe. Where did I put it? think I put it in with my brushes. Yes, I did. Okay. So I went to the store and I got this NYX colored felt tip liner. So I'm going to give it a go. If I feel like it's not going to work out, though, I'm going to stop because I do like the way that the look looks at the moment. Maybe I won't do a wing. Maybe I'll just do it across the lash line just to add a little brightness. Let's try it out. No, okay. I feel like it's not really going over the glitter very well. I think I'm going to have to return this as well, along with the primer. I don't feel like this is as pigmented as their, like this is their felt tip liner, and it's not as pigmented as their other one, the Vivid Brights one. So I'm not going to mess with that. I'm just going to return that. And that means 2 out of the 3 things I bought going back. All right. So let's put on mascara. We're going to go in with our Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara that I'm so excited to have back in my life. Put that on the upper and the lower lash line. Yeah, I like a liquid liner. If I do liquid liner, I like when it just glides right on. It's very pigmented from the jump and really like has no issues gliding over different textures of eyeshadows. And they have lots of those out there. This one is not one of them. But NYX does make really good liners, liquid liners. It's just not that one, in my opinion. I really like their Vivid Brights liners, like I said. Those are much more pigmented. So we are, however, going to go in with, I think we're going to go in with the NYX Cosmetics, or no, yeah, the NYX Faux Whites one in White Smoke that I used the other day. We're just going to put that in our lower lash line. It's going to brighten it up because it's almost white, but with a tint of pastel. Yep, perfect. Okay. And then, last thing we have, I guess, is lips, right? So I'm going to go back into my little twin stars, and I'm going to grab both of those liquid lipsticks that I have on my brows. I'm going to take the blue one first, which the blue one is called Kiki and the pink one is called Lala. And they smell like orange creamsicle. I'm just going to use that to line my lips. And then I'm going to go in with the pink shade. I'll put that in the middle. I know this is a little crazy. Kind of turned it cute color. If you mix them fully together, they actually make a purple, like a grayish purple. Okay, last but not least, the most exciting part, in my opinion, which is we're going to use these self-adhesive pearls. Hence, we're doing the look pearl. So I think I'm going to take one of these larger ones, and I'm going to put it in the sink, apparently. Let me see if that took off the adhesive. No. Okay, so we're going to take this one, and we're going to put it right the bridge of our nose, right there in the center. And we're doing that because in the photo of Pearl, she also has a pearl in the center of her forehead. And I'm just going to take these two little ones and put them right on the outer corner. These are actually the medium-sized ones. These jump all over the place, though. I got these at Walmart. You can also get them at Michael's or any crafting store. Jordan Fabrics. Okay, move this one in a little closer. Okay, perfect. So that is my take on Pearl from Steven Universe. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe. As I said, comment down below if there's anything you'd like to see on my channel. And I will be filming a few more videos today, so look out for those. And I will post close-ups of this look on my Instagram. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.